Hi, it's Andy, Williams Crawford from Passion for Porsche. You've seen our video with Adrian and myself talking about the modern cars. Now we're going to talk about all of the interesting classics that we've got here on site at the moment. So I'm going to pose the questions to Adrian. Hi, Adrian. So a couple of 356s here in the corner, Adrian. Perhaps we'll start with them. I think they're the same era, but I'm sure there's many differences.
Okay, so first of all, we're working today, so you might hear, air guns and hammering and all sorts of stuff, and we got a bit of a short staff as well with the COVID thing again. But I'll try and give you a brief rundown of our classics. Andy always gets confused, to be honest, sometimes I do, with 356s because you've got pre-A's, A's, B's, C's, and then you've got things like this. So first of all, this beauty is a 1959 356A T2 D. D for Droits. I probably don't pronounce that well, but I'm not a German. So you had two coach builders back in the day, so 356s could have come from two different places, Reuter or Droits. And the Droits ones were popular because they've got this removable windscreen, the chrome windscreen surround, and the slightly different lines of the cars, very much reminiscent of Speedster. In fact, they were a direct descendant of a Speedster. If you look inside, beautiful Speedster dash, and then you could remove the windscreen. So back in the day, evidently people would buy these, take the windscreen off, take the bumpers off, and then go and race them or rally them or do whatever they did, because back in the day a sports car was also entirely possible of going and competing with it without all the fancy stuff that we have now. So this is a 59D, it's £250,000, and part of its value is a rarity. There were, refer to notes, only 1,331 built, of which, due to all the different things I said about, all the activities that they got up to, and the age of them, not so many exist. And this one is a very, very high standard. This is top quality, and it has all its original panels, the back, the front, the middle, the doors, the trunk, the original engine, transmission. That has even got the original floors, Andy, and we've seen them in restoration where there's very little remaining above and below this level. So an exceptionally good car, really well restored, probably restored 20 or 30 years ago, and very, very rare now, and I think, really attractive. So this, essentially, most of us would think it's the same car, but this is actually a 356B, so the next generation. It's a T5, Type 5, so B's you've got a T5 and a T6 later. The T6 has had a different body shape. This too is a Droits car, a D, but it's a roadster. Built between 60 and 61, something like 3,000 of these. Refer to notes again, because my memories are poor. 2,653 built. Again with the Speedster dash, the removable windscreen, slightly different lines to the other one, and this is a driver quality car because all our classics we grade sort of like condition group them, and this is a driver quality. You could drive it, use it, enjoy it, muck about with it and love it. It's not the same quality as the other, but it's also more or less half the value. So a really nice little car for someone that's going to. And then bizarrely we've got a third 356, so come and take a look at this. So I said that you got two different builders of the bodies, Droitz and Reuter, and this is a Reuter car, obviously a coupe, also a 59, 356A T2, and this car isn't original, so it doesn't have the original engine that it came out the factory with. It has one that's would be exactly the same type, but this car was restored about 10-11 years ago by Graham Kidd, who's in our restoration now, and it's a beautiful car. And it's two things really that I want to point out. One is just how nice this is. This is I think it was a 55 Motor Show colour. So because this car was a complete restoration, it wasn't necessarily historically significant. The gentleman who commissioned the restoration chose the colour, he chose the spec of the engine, he chose the trim, carpet, seats and everything, and it's just so nice. Now, the nice thing I think with this is that the gent did 25,000 miles all over Europe with it through his ownership, and that's the key about classic Porsche ownership, is that if you have something really decent, you look after it. I mean, he was travelling to Portugal, to Spain, he was enjoying himself with this car. Picked up a few little stone chips, but it picked up a lot of smiles. So, a really, really good car. This car's up for £149,000 and is just such a nice driving example. And things like body quality, dead straight, beautiful panel alignment, really, really nice car. So that's 356s.
Now I know this is a 964 Cabriolet and it's just arrived in part exchange, but Adrian, can you tell me a little bit more about this one?
Okay, well 964 is really my era, so G series 964, 993, that would be my specialist subject really. It's a C4, it's a right-hand drive, UK cab, nice driver quality car, very unusual colour. It's the only one I've seen, cabrio that is, in forest green. It's an unusual colour in 964s in its entirety. So nice driver quality, good thing with these, ABS brakes, nice suspension, heating and ventilation, if it's working properly is really good, more refinement and power steering. So, you know, and an electric hood. But like these are great to use.
And if we don't like green, I think we do have a blue one as well.
Oh yeah, we've got Anthony.
Special blue one, but he won't let us.
Yeah, our head of business, Anthony Ainsley, he's got a lovely cobalt blue one with a light coloured interior, but he doesn't really want to sell it. It's time he did though. So come up with the money, we'll sort of sell it without letting him know.
If I'm right in saying, I can remember a couple of years ago, the bare shell of this car was in reception. And now, it looks like it's all complete.
This is a car that we built really for our own benefits and to show off our skills. It's a 71 911 and its appearance is exactly the way it left the factory. So, but the quality is beyond that of the factory, the fit finish of it. The colour, if you may see it in the videos, it might look black, but it's actually really dark British racing green. And then the concept of it was to make a car that was probably incorporated the things that Porsche might have thought of had they been able to see into the future. So we've got air conditioning in it, electric windows, we've got lots of refinements, better soundproofing, noise insulation, beautiful seating, and I've got to show you inside, Andy.
Got to show, yeah.
Yeah, because this is special. Inside is just gorgeous, look. So, beautifully comfortable seating. It's a really nice place to be. Contrary to the singers with the big arches and the big wheels and the noise and theatre, this is a car for touring, for general purpose enjoyment. It's subtle, it's special, and it's super nice quality. So, got that for sale now, and really love this car.
And behind you, I see two Tigers.
Yep.
Again, they look similar, but I think they're completely different sort of projects.
They are. So both of them are 72s, or at least appear to be 72s. So 72 was the only year where they had the oil filler cap here. Okay, ordinarily you fill the oil in the engine bay. They soon got rid of this idea because there were too many mistakes being made by gas pump attendants and people putting oil in there, water in there, fuel in there, probably all sorts of stuff in there. So this is actually a 72 911E Targa, E being the mechanical fuel injection. So you've got T's, E's and S's, and the E is a sweet spot, it's 2.4. Really, sorry about the noise, a really, really nice car. Not a restored car, isn't going to need restoration, just a really nice car. So that deserves a good home. Beside it is one that looks exactly the same. Every detail, including the side oil tank, every detail is reminiscent, or every detail matches a 72 911S. However, this is what you might call a remastered car. Very similar concept to the green coupe. This one started life as a 78 3-litre. And have you seen the engine?
I have.
Well, I've got to show you the engine because this isn't meant to be exactly original. This is meant to be an alternative to an original. Fabulous engine, about 240, 250 horses, electronic fuel injection, lots of really trick stuff, stronger chassis, probably the best 911 Targa of this era that I've ever driven. And that's saying something because I've had quite a lot of them. This is right-hand drive with lovely Recaros, houndstooth. It's a proper, high-quality, custom job, and beautiful.
And how about something with the engine in the front, behind you? We've got some with the engine
in the front. I've got some love for these. It's a 928, I'm sure everyone knows it's 928. Interestingly, lots of aluminium panels, well before their time. V8, automatic. Back in the day, the advert used to say it's the best way to travel without eating airline food. And really comfortable, great long-legged car, cross a continent with it, and still a very, very decent car today. Rare to get one so nice. It is sort of a really good driver quality, you can use it, and these are not expensive yet. You know, I think, well, how much is this car, Andy?
21.
Is it just over 20?
Yeah.
They're not that expensive, and they're more rare than a 911. So if you fancy something a bit special to put in your garage that people will stand there and like remark on, to me it looks like it's from outer space. They still have an amazing presence and there's nothing like it. So I've got a lot of time for them. It's just that a lot of them are not that nice. This one is, and that's why it's here.
And to your left, we got 3 blue cars here,
Okay.
all different.
Yeah, okay, so where are you pointing your camera?
Let's start
Andy?
with 3.2.
Okay, 3.2. This is a late car. I think it's an 88 car. I can't see it there. Yeah, it's an 88. 3.2 coupe, rock solid car, right hand drive. Interesting thing with this car, dark blue, non-metallic. And 20 or 30 years ago, this was not a colour anyone would want. You'd buy them really cheap because they're being dark blue, non-metallic. Now, it's rare, and it does look great, doesn't it?
It's stunning with the light interior, I think. It's
Yeah,
great,
it is.
contrast.
It's got the bigger foosh on it. It's sunroof car, sports chairs, lovely history. These are really, really nice cars to drive. And I think the dark blue really suits it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Another unusual colour. I'm told that there was something, it's maybe only 4 or something like that, so an exceptionally rare colour. It's a 911T. It's from 1970. That'll make it a 2.2. This is the original colour for it, pastel blue. Lovely little car. Here we've got a 72, I think. Has it got that side oil? Yep. So it's another 72, coupe, left-hand drive, and it's in Albert blue. So they're getting a great colour with like a corn-coloured interior. So this type of thing you can genuinely enjoy. I've got this sort of thing at home and I'll drive all over the place with it. And we've got customers that travel far and wide with them. So it's a beauty of an old Porsche. Get a good one, you're in good shape. I can see you looking
Yeah, I'm
at
going
this.
a bit older again.
Yeah, so this little fella is a right-hand drive. It's a 68. 68, be a 2 litre, very lively, really lively car, and it's a short wheelbase car. So for 69 you went to a longer wheelbase. I think it's about 1.5 inches difference. It was to make the handling a little bit better. But the short wheelbase cars are cute. You see little details, Andy. Like you swing round to the pastel blue, the wheel arches on that. Yeah, they've got a decent lip on it.
Yep.
And the short wheelbase car, hardly any lip. Yeah, so they've got a sort of more fine aesthetic. Hardly any lip on the rear arches and stuff. So, you know, those are the places that they've changed.
And behind you, a white.
Okay, so here we've got a car that would give the appearance of a 73. So long bonnet. So what I would call pre-impact bumper, but a long bonnet car as opposed to an impact bumper car. It's actually a 78 right-hand drive, backdated, and in my view, all this needs, apart from someone to pay some money for it, is some RS stripes, colour the centre of the wheels, put a ducktail on it, and you've got a car that, for a lot of people, they wouldn't know the difference between that at like about 70 grand and a real 73 RS, which is worth £500,000, give or take. So, all ducktail spoiler, some stripes on it, colour the wheel centres, you're good to go. And this is a really nice thing to use. 3 litre SC base, so good horsepower, nice 5-speed gearbox. Good fun thing to get involved in. So where are we going to go next, Andy?
So for me, Adrian, 993, last of the air-cooled. I think this is the best built and the prettiest of all the 993s for me. How about yourself?
Well, what do you like about it?
I think the build quality, the door shut, the styling.
Well, let's find out about the door shut.
It's like a bank vault.
Yeah.
And they're all the same.
Yeah.
And for me, it still drives like quite a modern car, even though it's 30 years old.
Yeah, it's, so 993s came out at the end of 93 for 94 model year. One change during that period for 96 model year, Vario-Rams. 3 body styles, coupes, convertibles. We got a convertible, but it's sold. Coupes, convertibles, and for 96 model year Targas, where this glass panel flips off to give ventilation, or this big centre glass panel drops down and goes back inside to give a fully open feeling. And you're right, these are rock solid. You've got a 3.6 motor, which is really torquey. They drive beautifully, ABS, power steering, good suspension, revised rear suspension. A big difference to a 964 MV in the back. That would be one of the reasons why you think that driving them feels good. But a good quality 993 is hard to beat, and frankly hard to wear out. You know, they are really, really good cars. So this one's iris blue. It's a very nice example to carry on with and to, you know, love and enjoy. It's not a 100% you know, concours winner. It's just a really good driving quality car that you could take anywhere and enjoy anywhere, and it doesn't need anything doing to it. Something to note on this car is it's got the original Targa wheels, look, with the split rims and the 5-spoke. That was unique to Targas. And this was quite a common, well, not common, but a popular colour combination. It has been ever since the dawn of time with them. The iris blue, a little bit of purple in it, and the sort of light grey leather inside. That always works well. You get a nice sort of combination, and this one's got the blue dash top, so that would be a really good option for that. So does that give you some clue about the classics?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Well, you did a good job on the moderns, so I'll do my best on the classics.
Lovely. Thank you.
Okay. Cheers.